is 5:30. Time to call the meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that a reminder for us to start the meeting?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Good job. Okay. Does anybody have any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we have a public hearing. I'd like to entertain a motion to recess the regular meeting and open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Metersbaugh?
Yeah.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yeah.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Yes, sir.
All right. This evening's discussions regarding marijuana, and the updates to medical and then the creation of recreational marijuana regulations. Ultimately, we have two new definitions and two pieces of regulation that go into play. This is the same document that you initiated. Went for regional planning, we made no modifications, and for the zoning commission, we made no modifications. Zoning commission did, however, put forth in their rationale for recommended approval that it updated the zoning resolution fits with the local vote regarding recreational marijuana. Text amendment restricts commercial cultivation, processing, and dispensary sales. Text amendment does not prohibit individual cultivation, processing, and consumption of marijuana. If there's a desire to change regulations in the future, then an update will be considered. So with that, I can answer any questions about the update.
Do we need to approve their addition that they added to this motion?
No, this was just their rationale. So sometimes they're very lengthy, other times they are not.
Or was their rationale based on voting county-wide or township-wide?
It was the township.
Our township?
Correct. So the vote within Clearcreek, was 7,900 no, 7,300 yes for issue 2. So it was in line with that expectation. So even though it's passed statewide, the local law wasn't enough for it.
So they were recommending what on this resolution now?
They're recommending as it was initiated, so they have no modifications to what was
Okay,
initiated.
so they're good with what we are
Yes.
wanting?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions about resolution 5520?
I think I'd like to mention, just, in keeping in line with the vote, that's one thing, but in common sense, when I see what's going on with our nation, with our state, with our cities, where there's a breakdown in family, there's a breakdown in what I think most people want as their society. And I have not seen any studies that would determine that marijuana in any way, shape, or form is going to help families in our township. And so I agree and support anyone that's going to help stop this.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Metersbaugh?
Yeah.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. With that, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve, modify, or deny this resolution 5520.
I move that we approve.
Second?
Mr. Metersbaugh?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay. Moving on to public comment. Not much going on. Fiscal business, we have the fiscal officer.
Yes, sir, I have a couple of resolutions for you this evening from our little world. The first one is the street lighting in the 2025 street lighting district special assessments. It's yet another fun time, so that time of year, and thankfully it is one resolution, so it's here for your action tonight.
Okay, so if anybody have any questions about resolution 5559? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve 55?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yes.
And then the next resolution is one, we allocated money to purchase software from SSI, and this last piece of software that we're actually purchasing is a report writing on our VIP software we use to account for our township's transactions. I will tell you that in the year and a half since we started this new software system, it's radically changed how we do business. And I think it's been for the better, because we actually now have normalized how we make payments. We actually scan all of our payments into the system. So now it becomes trivial for us to be able to manually, or not manually track, but automatically track all those transactions. So this software enables us to actually do report writing and makes it easier for us to get the data that we want out of the system. So,
Okay, so this was a computer thing that was good.
yeah, it's worked out really well. Now I just want to make it work a little bit better.
Okay.
We already have the money, it's our money, so there you go.
Yeah, truth told, Russ did not spend the 100% of the authority that he asked for the ARPA, for the SSI system. But in order to be safe, it's been a couple of years since we've authorized that, so
Yeah, I don't,
came back and said,
It's a-
okay, well, it's ARPA funds, let's do this.
safer than sorry, plus it's ARPA money and it's feds, and so we've got every I across the T to make sure that it's right.
Very good. Anybody have any questions for Russ about 5530? Is there a motion to approve 5530?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
Thank you, sir, that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Russ. Okay. New business, road department, we have a resolution 5531, a resolution accepting Clearcreek Street for maintenance in Pond View Estate subdivision. Is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few issues when we did our walkthrough, and they were taken care of, and it looks good. They actually repaid part of it, so.
How much additional road was that? I don't
It's
see
not
it.
much.
I don't see it.
It's not much. I don't know, I mean,
Not that matters.
Can't be a quarter mile,
Yeah.
probably not even that.
Is a resolution to approve 5530.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And then we have, do you have anything else for roads?
no, sir.
What's the latest with the salt bin?
We got the pad done last week with gravel. They were supposed to come set the walls today, and they called and said they weren't gonna make it till the 26th.
Till Wednesday.
No, the 26th of August.
26.
2 weeks.
That's only a couple of days with,
Yeah,
what happened
so-
to their scheduling?
I had the pavers set up to come that week. So, once they set the walls, we had 2 more inches of gravel, and the pavers come in and pave, and they come back and put the roof on. So, our end's pretty much done for now. I finished grading around it.
All good, I mean, it's not like, we're not rushing to beat the weather.
I drove across it, but it's really nice and flat.
Did you turn your wheels on?
I did.
Donuts.
Backed up, went forward, went left and right.
Do that with the golf carts.
Yeah.
We locked up and stopped.
Planning and zoning, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We have one repeat offender and one new for high ground. Lot 3 of Williams subdivision on 73. The winter is just not wanting to mow the rear yard without intervention. Harlan Road is our property dealt with for animals on the corner of Harlan and Ring. But, yeah, usually this is the property that made us change front yard animals to rear yard animals. Well, they've gotten rid of most of their animals, but they're not been cutting their field. So, you know.
Because the animals were
The
cutting.
animals were cutting the field, they're not there.
This is payback.
Yeah.
You either get
So-
one or the other, you don't get both.
Yeah. So the neighbors are still not happy, so that's why I'm intervening.
I think I can understand that.
So,
Does anybody have any questions for 5532 under 1 or 2 of Jeffrey? Is there a motion to approve 5532?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Is that all, Jeff?
Yes, sir, nothing else.
Really?
Was there been any
Let's-
motion on Mary Ann? Anything happening on it?
Yeah, I can give you an update. Some activity occurred last week. So on Monday of last week, we were told that over the weekend, a vehicle had reemerged and it was still sitting there. So on Tuesday, we verified that it did exist. We looked back, it was one that had been previously identified as a nuisance. Since National Night was occurring, we knew that we could not get police support until the following day, so we thought it would be helpful and give them until noon the following day to remove it, since they had put forth on Monday, it would be gone on Tuesday. Wednesday, it was gone, so we did not have to take their vehicle. So hopefully this is getting the point across that when we declare something a nuisance, we will act on the nuisance. So,
Could we just declare a nuisance on that property for infinity, so we
In
don't have to
perpetuity?
wait this long?
I like your thought,
I've talked multiple times with our law director about such a thing, but no.
No can
This
do.
is why I don't like it when the attorney comes to the
Believe me, you're not the only one that says that.
Oh, I know.
Okay, well, just wanted you to be aware of that. Just wanted to be aware you were the vast majority, so.
Well, that's too bad, because we know next year we'll be doing the same.
Yeah, right.
We will, but it's the balancing act of do we want something to be taken care of in a short period of time versus something that may take a little bit longer to get there and then does take longer to maybe get rid of. So this is still the most efficient in timing
Right.
to address for the neighbors.
I wonder if we should contact our friend out there and say, say just what you said, this is not the best thing for you, but this is the process that really does work and it will stand up in court if we have to go there. Maybe just some kind of, we know you don't like it, but this is what had to happen. I don't know.
I've attempted to, anyone who has called or talked with me about it, educate them on process.
Very good.
I also think that, from the board's perspective, you want to address it, but you also have to observe due process concerns like everybody else. So, and this board is not going to act unlawfully or without judgment and without consideration, which I appreciate. So, you're between a rock and a hard place in terms of what you can do, and you have to follow the process, period.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they understand that, but probably not.
Time will tell.
I just bit a hole through my bottom lip, sorry.
Okay, anything else, Rick?
Unless you have questions, I have nothing.
Okay, under administration, we have a resolution approving supplemental appropriations to the permanent budget appropriations for fiscal year 2024.
So, I'll let the fire chief handle this, but it's a supplemental for replacing the 5 CPR machines that are in our active squad. The 2025 planned purchase, and we were made aware by our vendor that there will be a 3% price increase coming October 1st through 24th. So if we raised our hand and got a purchase order to them, we could, again, lawfully save that 3%. So I think that helped from there to the chief.
What you said.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, we did this a year or two ago when we bought cardiac monitors, did the same thing, just avoiding the annual price increase of the machine. Save a little bit of money. That was Russ, he said he didn't mind doing the extra work, we ran it by Matt, he said absolutely, save money with it.
Okay, so that is a motion for, that's 5533.
Correct.
A motion to approve 5533. thirty-three.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. 5534, resolution authorizing the township administrator to incur obligations greater than $10,000 on behalf of the township.
Yeah, this is requesting the authority to purchase CPR machines as well as Chief Carroll's ballistic vest, which has been an ongoing conversation for months. We've had some trouble with vendors, this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, 75% of it could be reimbursed by the state, hopefully, and which would leave the net outlay to be at about $4,400 to replace their ballistic plates. Chief Carroll?
This is the vendor I brought to you some time back about non-compliance with certification and the manufacturing origin of the product. We were going to have to pay that out of our funds. We got wind that the state was going to increase the amount of the Bulletproof Vest Partnership, allocating additional money. So we backed up for a minute while we were dealing with the various vendors on certification, and the state did increase that fund. They did authorize us additional funds. So what was going to probably be a $20,000 purchase before is going to end up just being a little over $4,000 with lucky timing there on the state making an increase. So we're asking that be approved again, only this time around. Looks like it's going to only cost us about a little over $4,000 to buy.
And the DOJ did certify Light Tactical Solutions LLC and Polaris as a
Well, he says he's checked with us and everything's kosher, so we'll double check right from the money. It's a headache, but it looks like we're gonna save, 13,000 some change.
So motion to approve 5534.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Discussion of request for annexation initiated by the city of Springfield.
Yeah, my apologies that I was on vacation for our last meeting in July, and we couldn't continue this conversation, but it's my understanding that the city has put the owner of the property in an untenable situation where you get water and sewer supplied by the city of Springboro. The city is asking them to annex into the city that roughly 6 acres to develop. So we haven't had any annexation request similar to this since I've been here. When I say similar to this, I'm talking about smaller islands, or at least a portion of a smaller island, whereas all other requests have been for larger tracts developed into multi-phase subdivisions with higher density than what the zoning code allows for. So really what it comes down to for this particular request is the homeowner or the property owner, the one who wants to develop the property, is kind of a limbo. So I'd like to be able to get an answer. As far as an administrative recommendation goes, you've heard me say it before, I don't think any annexation is good. However, if there was one that made sense, it would be closing small islands. Costly to serve.
I agree with you personally. There's no advantage to us to keep it in the township. There is an advantage to the property owner and to the city to take it into the city, in my opinion. I don't see, it's not gonna hurt us. And it doesn't make me think that if they try to annex a larger portion, that we're gonna agree to that. Has nothing to do with it. This is one unique situation. And I'm sure that they get that. They, meaning the city.
Football parties would appreciate this consideration for sure. Guess that's a gesture.
I was fine with it.
I'm never eager to annex.
Well, we've got a couple islands out there that, when everything was, as they expanded the city limits, didn't want to be part of the city, and I mean, I get that, but
Well, that's what
realistically,
the one up on the northwest corner.
Yeah.
That whole corner
yeah.
could go away. But
Under
the
the
people
same-
that are there do not want the annex at all.
within the township.
Well, now, why would you? No.
Yes, please take 2.5% of the income.
Yeah.
And if I want to develop it, give me a hard time about getting sewer and water and changing the zoning for things that we might find more palatable in the city. So I don't blame it. But anyway, so I think I'd like to entertain a motion to notify the city that we're fine with the annexation.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
Thank you for the clarity, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's good that we took a while and thought about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Fire district, we have a recommendation to change the furniture vendors for Station 24, owner, install approval from Friends Office Furniture to Element 4 Interior Commercial Furniture Group.
As part of the project, we came to you with a list of vendors of the items we were going to purchase. Well, assist the chief cox and do some research, and we found 2 vendors that had actually better material for a cheaper price. So we need to add them to our list so that we can spend the money.
Very good. Is there a motion to include these 2 vendors in our list for furniture for the Station 24?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade? Yay.
And a recommendation to accept donation, generous donation of listed witness equipment through the vendor power lift.
Yeah, nothing more than what's in the
Is there a motion to approve this donation from vendor power lift?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have a recommendation to make application for the 2025 Low Foundation grant. Now, this is just for the fire district at this time. The motion to ask for money from the Low Foundation.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Did we already do yours?
Not for this year.
Trying to find a good project for it.
Got some feelers out for a couple different things, so.
Good. Okay. What you have is in the consent agenda, Chief?
Yeah, the only thing I would add is I want to thank all the departments and you all for attendance and stuff at the National Night Out for another successful one. A little bit hot, but well.
Yeah. We've had worse.
Yes, we have.
Sure. Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
And any staff updates?
Don't have a whole lot at this time. Want to thank the road guys for all their self-performing work up the hill. It's $2,000 having them do, even though we got to rent the equipment, but they're trying to take care of everything out here simultaneous with doing something like that. It's a lot. So thank them for all their hard work and dedication to doing it. And they're doing a good job holding it down.
I think it was Friday night, I saw the truck, 5 o'clock or 10 after, going through Springboro, taking a piece back.
That's me and Kevin, yeah.
This, that 5 factory.
Take it back from me.
Batteries are free. That's right. Okay. Any other staff updates?
Mr. Wade, yeah, just on that low, I just wanted to mention publicly appreciate the police and fire chief and also the board, the administrators, adherence to the prior interpretation of the agreement and be able to keep getting grants for township residents. It's important, done great work, it's a great nomination. I appreciate the board, administration, and fire and the police chiefs' ability to stick to that even in a lawsuit and have the probate court affirm that we should be getting those grants for the benefit of the township residents. So I wanted to publicly acknowledge that. We've not really had a chance to talk about that, but since that came up, congratulations all around.
Thank you very much. Anybody have anything else?
moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.